When you step into the woo-woo room, all I ask is that you come in with an open mind. We will journey into the heart of the paranormal, where the veil between worlds is thin and reality is often stranger than fiction. The Freeway Centaur. The sun was beginning to set as we drove down Interstate 15, heading from Barstow to the mall in Victorville. It had been a long day, but any trip to Victorville was always a treat. This was our second excursion this week, but both boys had made the honor roll. And besides a stop at the mall, we were going to John's Incredible Pizza for dinner. That place was a family favorite. It had an arcade, a pizza buffet, and we always had a blast. After an hour and a half, we left, full and happy. Our next stop, Barnes and Noble. My oldest son was a little bookworm, and the chance to explore thousands of books at Barnes and Noble was next level excitement for him. He'd gather a stack, find a beanbag chair, and glue himself there for the next hour or so. We usually stayed until just before closing at 10 p.m., but since it was a school night, we'd be leaving earlier. At 8:45 p.m., I told the boys we needed to start heading home. All my life, there were always adults telling me what was and wasn't real. The things I saw weren't there. The voices I heard were just my imagination, was the classic refrain from every adult in my orbit. By 1998, I was now an adult and a mother. I was perfectly capable of knowing what was real and what wasn't. These experiences hadn't just started in 1998. My earliest memory was at age 5 and was met with denials from every adult around me. But this was different. On the way home from our little excursion, about 10 minutes outside the city, I was wide awake, singing along with the boys and the radio. That's when I saw it. About 100 feet in front of the car, galloping across the interstate, was a centaur. Yes, the creature from Greek mythology, half man, half horse. When the car's headlights illuminated it, its head turned and looked directly at me. "Oh my God!" I shrieked, instantly pulling onto the shoulder of the road. Tightly gripping the steering wheel, I asked the boys if they'd seen it. Both of them had their heads buried in their Game Boys, looking down when it happened. The highway was fairly empty. No cars were behind me, and only 2 were coming towards me. Sitting there on the side of the road for nearly 10 minutes, trying to wrap my head around what I had just witnessed. The rest of the ride home was filled with me trying to understand what I'd seen. However, the one thing I wasn't trying to do was convince myself that I hadn't just seen a centaur in the Mojave Desert galloping across the interstate.